afternoon. It is extremely cold and windy today. In fact, can you hear that wind? When I went out this morning, I'm pretty sure it was like 20 degrees and my ears, my hands were so cold, my face. Anyways, I wanted to tell you guys my lip combo of the day. By the way, I'm wearing this clip in my hair, not to be cutesy, but to shape my bangs. I'll tell you right now, if you are thinking of getting bangs, don't. Once you get bangs, it's impossible to get rid of them. I have tried for years. I just keep cutting them again. But I'm so jealous of people who don't have bangs and don't have to deal with them on a daily basis. Anyways, in my last video, a lot of you guys asked me to share my lip combo. So I'm wearing the Makeup Forever lip liner in the color Endless Cacao. Is it going to focus? Not my face. Does that work? There we go. It's a nice cool tone brown. It's a bit dark for me. That's okay. And I only put this on my top lip. Then I put a little tiny bit of Benetint's Flora Tint. Whenever I put a red or a pink on my lips, I always cover it up after with something nudie and brown. I just don't like the look of very colorful lips on me. This is from NARS and it does look like a darker cool tone brown in the tube, but when you put it on, it's quite sheer. And this is the color Smooth Talk. That's what I've been wearing lately. And then today's perfume combination I really have been enjoying. This Frenchie Moon Milk. This is a hair, body, and linen mist. To me, it's a very sweet, milky chai scent. And then because, to be honest, this is not long lasting at all, I have been using Indult's Tahoda, combining the two. I mean, what can I say about this? This is the best vanilla perfume there is. It is a pure, untainted vanilla bean scent. I'm supposed to make a slideshow right now that I've been procrastinating for about a week. And now it's due tomorrow, so I need to do that. I want to take a quick moment to thank Ritual for working with me on this part of the video. I've been taking their supplements all year, and in particular, their Essential for Women 18+, I especially love. Here's a full bottle, by the way, so you can see them better. These are multivitamins I actually trust, and they're having their best sale of the year right now, so if you've been interested in their products, now is the best time to try them. I say I trust these because they are clinically backed, clean, and high quality. I was particularly interested because they saw in clinical studies that levels of vitamin D and omega-3 DHA increased in just 12 weeks. They're also third-party verified by the US Pharmacopoeia, which sets one of the strictest bars for product transparency. To put it into perspective, only 1% of multivitamins have this certification. Like I said, all of the ingredients they use are high quality and also traceable, so you know exactly what you're putting in your body and where it's coming from. If you're going to take a multivitamin, this one checks off all of the requirements that you should have. During Ritual's Black Friday, Cyber Monday sale, Essential for Women 18+ will be $19.80 instead of $33. You can use my link ritual.com/40Malissa to get 40% off your entire order. I'll also have the link in the description box if you're interested, and thank you again, Ritual, for working with me on this part of the video. I ordered these Christmas bed sheets from Zara Home, but then I was told they wouldn't ship until November 17th, and I thought, that's far too late to start celebrating Christmas. So then I canceled the order, and then today they showed up far before November 17th, which is great news, but I'm a bit confused. I guess the cancel didn't go through and they never refunded me. Since today is super chilly and I saw that it's been snowing in some parts of the country, I'm going to throw these in the laundry and put them on my bed to sleep with tonight. I did just change my duvet and my sheets, but you know what? It's Christmas, so. I say that despite already using my Christmas bed sheets for a few days now. Okay, that's all finished, and now I'm debating on whether or not I should go out to get some coffee because I'm out currently. I get my coffee from Williams-Sonoma though, and I just know getting there will be super easy and fast, but getting back will take ages because of traffic. And I don't know if I'm in the mood for that right now. But tomorrow morning, Malissa will hate this decision. Let me tell you about what I'm reading in the meantime. I think the last time I vlogged, I was reading The Turn of the Screw by Henry James, and I have now finished this. I did like this. I thought the writing was excellent. I think Henry James is doing quite a lot. There are several ways you can interpret the story, and I think one of the ways is probably the most popular and most likely how Henry James intended the reader to interpret it, and that's looking at the story from more of a psychoanalytical perspective. You can't help but notice the narrator, the young lady's remarks and observations about her employee, the man who hired her to watch his niece and nephew. Like, from one perspective, I see this as a fantastic ghost story. And then from another perspective, I see it as Henry James' commentary on female sexual repression. Like, it's a little bit Freudian, and I don't know how I feel about that aspect personally. Part of me is like, stay out of women's business. Another part of me is, well, people can write about, talented writers can write about whatever aspect they want about humanity. I do think this is very well written though, and I'm happy I read it because it is an iconic piece of literature and now I've experienced it for myself. I don't know if I talked about this, but I did also finish The Road Through the Wall early in November as well. It's not my favorite by her, but it's also by no means my least favorite by her. I think my least favorite by her might be The Bird's Nest. You can definitely see her insightful, scathing genius coming into fruition in this book. And then a few days ago, I finished Wish Her Safe at Home by Stephen Benatar. Loved this. I was astounded by this. I thought it was excellent. I can't believe I've never heard of Stephen Benatar before. I did look him up, and apparently he mostly self-published his work. And I think I read that he would go to bookstores or go around town and hand out his books to people to read. And one of the people he just happened to hand his book to was like the editor-in-chief or the owner of NYRB. He ended up reading it and wanted to publish it. I think that's what the story was. That's pretty fascinating though, and I'm so happy that they gave him a chance, or rather, I'm happy that Benatar gave people a chance to experience his writing. I did recently film a short form review of this, going into my thoughts more in detail. Loved. More people should read this. And then last night I finished Raymond Queneau's We Always Treat Women Too Well. This title always makes me chuckle, and indeed, that phrase is used very comically in the book itself. I'm not gonna lie, this was not an easy read. So he's satirizing or mocking bodice rippers. One in particular, No Orchids for Miss Blandish. I don't know who, I've never heard of that book, and I don't know who wrote it, but it was a book that he vehemently critiqued and attacked publicly. I believe he said something like, you guys are from countries that are against fascism, injustices, and yet you're reading and taking pleasure in complete and utter crap. And indeed, from my understanding and cursory reading of what No Orchids for Miss Blandish is about, it does sound like an odd book to be so popular. No judging though, because I haven't read those books that are said to be controversial. So essentially he wrote this book to say, yes, this is crass, nonsensical, ludicrous, disgusting, but isn't that the kind of stuff you guys like to read? I can somewhat understand the point he's trying to make. However, reading this was extremely unpleasant. I don't read the books that he's trying to critique here, so maybe I'm not the target audience. I found this gross, and if I had not already understood Queneau's intent to start with, I would have quit reading this about 10 pages in. Do I think this is a depraved, awful book? No. Do I think this is an awful, horrible piece of literature? No. Do I think everyone needs to read it? No. While I was reading this one, I also had started November by Gustave Flaubert, and I've been reading this for a few days now. I'm actually surprised I haven't finished it because it is very short, less than 100 pages. You guys, reading this and reading this simultaneously, they're both extremely male, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I love and read many male authors, but I feel like with both, it was extremely apparent. This is a pretty plotless book. It's about a man who's musing about his life, his younger years, his past aspirations, what he used to believe, pretty much like before he became disillusioned. He feels purposeless, and he once thought that maybe finding a woman or having a woman's love would give him that sense of purpose. He's musing on and on about that. I don't know. I find that kind of annoying. To be honest, I remember maybe 2 years ago, White Nights by Dostoevsky became super popular. I think it's known as a book about, yes, unrequited love, but also those feelings of isolation, feeling like an outsider, an outcast, that strong, very human desire of wanting to connect to other humans. And I liked it, but I also found it kind of annoying. I couldn't help but put myself in the shoes of the woman in the book. And I also somewhat related more to her than the narrator of White Nights. And I thought if I were that woman, I would feel extremely burdened because why is it my responsibility to give you a purpose? And I think that can be a dangerous way of thinking. I don't know, these are very disorganized thoughts right now, but that whole aspect annoyed me about the narrator of White Nights. This is also reminding me a lot of that book. I'm also only about a third of the way in, so my feelings might change. So far it's plotless. I think another character is supposed to be introduced, someone named Marie. All that being said, if you liked White Nights by Dostoevsky, I feel like you would like this book. So after finishing this one and being in the midst of November by Flaubert, I decided I really need a female author. So I picked up Cassandra at the Wedding by Dorothy Baker. I'm only on page 28, but I do really like her writing style. She has a very personal and familiar tone. It's reminiscent of like your close friend telling you a story at a sleepover. I'm enjoying this, and I'm very curious to see where this is going. It features two twin sisters, and from what I know so far, one of them is getting married. The narrator, Cassandra, is at school, I think graduate school at Berkeley. Her sister and her family live about 5 hours away. She's heading home from school to attend her sister's wedding, and there seems to be some tension, but I don't know the root cause of that tension yet. It seems that Cassandra maybe doesn't like her sister's fiance. I feel so nosy. I can't wait to find out why. Wow, after all that talking, I don't think I can get coffee. I feel winded. I don't want to put this duvet cover on my duvet right now. Putting a duvet cover on a duvet is one of the most taxing, tiring tasks, up there with remembering to buy toilet paper. I'm just not in the mood. I think I'm gonna have to just stop here. The pillows do look very nice. I really like this, is it tartan pattern? It's Christmassy, but not super Christmassy because there isn't green in it. I got to about page 50, I think, 56. So I think I'm going to take a break from reading this for right now, and instead I'm going to switch to Cassandra at the Wedding. This is a pretty plotless book. Well, actually, I would say now that I've met Marie, there seems to be a storyline picking up. I don't dislike plotless books. However, the narrator in this, he's going on. He's going on and on and on and on and on. At the part that I stopped at, he's telling me about this encounter with a woman named Marie. This one has more of a traditional storyline, so I'm gonna switch to this and read a few pages of it before going to bed. Good morning. I am running out the door right now. This is my outfit today. I'm wearing this cable knit sweater from Doen. It's very intricate and beautiful. And then I always get asked about this trench coat. It has a slight, I forgot what this is called, like the very slight stripes. It's gray. This is from Grove Store. I'm gonna bring Cassandra at the Wedding with me. Oh, I finished November by Gustave Flaubert last night. I said that I was gonna switch and read this instead, but what actually happened was I made myself a midnight snack. I came back to bed, brushed my teeth, and then I just continued to read November instead, and I finished it. I loved the shift in narration. I feel like once the new narrator came in, I understood the book more, the purpose of the book. Let's head out. As for perfume, today I'm wearing Frenchie Moon Milk and Eau Dwell from Diptyque. That is a very nice tree. I need to show you guys this amazing collection of books that I recently acquired. I disinfected them earlier, but they were all in pretty great condition. Most of these are from the 60s or 70s. They're these gothic thrillers. First of all, this cover is crazy. I love this one more than my first edition. I don't collect multiple editions of the same book. If I find a cover of a book that I really love more than a copy that I already own, then I will keep the copy I love and donate the copy that I don't love. However, I think I need to make an exception for this one. This is stunning. Bring back this cover, please. Anyways, I love these books. I have not heard of any of them, but they have these women fleeing on the cover, which I find so fantastic. They're so witchy and gothic. Oh, here's a cool one. I have heard of this story, of course. The Stepford Wives. And then this one. This is, I guess, written by the same author who wrote Psycho, that movie by Hitchcock. How cool. I'm so curious about the person who was an avid reader of these books, I guess, in the 70s and 60s. I know they were a diva. I'm going to be reading all of these. I imagine they're going to be quite fun. Look at this cover. She came to a house of strangers where love lit the way to hell. This is what I need to be reading. Anyways, thank you to the diva who bought these books back then and kept them in pristine condition. I'm going to be reading and treasuring them until it's my turn to pass them along. Lucy, that's not your bed. Hey guys, one of the lovely girls who works at Diptyque asked if I wanted to come to this little event they're doing tonight. I think it's to showcase their winter collection, and I think they're doing engraving as well. So I'm gonna go check it out. It's really windy outside though, so I'm wearing a trench coat. And I'm having a bad hair day, but that's okay. Let's go. It's the next day. I'm about to go meet someone. And then I have, my lunch is free, so I might go eat lunch by myself at this Vietnamese restaurant I really like. It's in DuPont Circle. I think I showed it on a previous vlog, but I love Vietnamese food. I think their food is, in my opinion, the best I've ever had. So I might go there, and then if I have time, I really want to stop at this bookstore that sells used books that I really like. Someone did tell me they saw a nice edition of Proust there, so I might see if they still have it, but probably not. I'm gonna meet a friend and we're gonna go to the holiday market. It's a little bit chilly today, but I don't wanna wear a full jacket because it's cumbersome, so I thought I would add this scarf, but is it too Christmassy? I don't even think this pattern is Christmassy though. I think it's cute. Maybe I'll wear this if I get cold. Let's go. Oh, so I gotta wait then. I like that there's no one here.
It's just open. It's like, yeah.
Many different ways, you know?
I was gonna say. I like blackjack. Blackjack's my favorite game.
I feel like they do. But yeah, Barbie Pond on Tuesday. Washington, D.C.
demon.
Suggest.
People have been telling me to watch the show because it's better than the book, but stressing me out. Hey guys, it's Sunday and I'm gonna go buy coffee at long last. Yeah. This morning I put on Eau Duelle and Orpheon. I layered the two. A nice clean scent. While I was blow drying my hair this morning, I was watching Normal People. A lot of people told me that even though they disliked the book like I did, they really liked the TV show. I could see that. I think the show is good. It's just so frustrating, and I'm completely lost on what the conflict is. What's the problem? Both of them always look discomfited by the other. It's pretty obvious to everyone and to each other that they like each other. They've said it to each other. I've seen people say that the theme is miscommunication. Why does that need to be a theme? I can't watch this. They're just waffling around. I read more of Cassandra at the Wedding this morning. I'm on page 101. I almost decided to stop reading this last night because while I don't dislike it, this is very apparently a summer book. I think it's set in June and there's descriptions about the hot weather. She goes to her family's ranch in California. So, it's very summery. So reading this currently kind of disturbs me because I'm on Christmas. I'm in the mood to read like a gothic mystery type of book, but it is a pretty short book. I think it's just over 200 pages. So I've decided to just finish it out. I think when I last mentioned this, I said that I really liked the tone. Now I feel a little bit differently as I've gotten to know Cassie or Cassandra a bit more. She's just very negative. And right now in the book, I'm confused about what her problem is, why she seems to be so cynical and somewhat controlling over her twin sister and her twin sister's decision to marry. I'm confused why she's acting like that, and currently I dislike her, but we'll see where this goes. Hey guys, I'm back at home. I got home quite a while ago. It's about 8 p.m. right now. I was actually just editing this vlog and I saw that I left off at a very awkward spot, so I thought I should finish this out. I think I'm gonna shower and get ready for bed. I'm not in the mood to read Cassandra at the Wedding because it's so summery. It feels like a cloying, suffocating summer type of read. I'm just not in the mood for that right now, so I think we should pick another book together. So here is Cassandra at the Wedding. I'm not going to stop reading this. I'm just going to pick up a second read and read them simultaneously. These are my choices from my November TBR. I'm going to read the first few sentences of Grand Hotel. Do you guys read the introduction before reading the story? I never. I always read the introduction at the very end, no matter what, because in my experience, 9 times out of 10 in the introduction, there are spoilers. The hall porter was a little white about the gills as he came out of the number 7 phone booth. He went to get his cap, which he had left on the radiator. Okay, not the most enthralling opening. Irretrievable by Theodore Fontaine. This is translated from German. For some reason, I thought Theodore Fontaine was French. But no, he was a German man of letters. Hulkenos Castle, the family seat of Count Hulk, was built on a dune sloping down to the sea, a mile south of Glucksburg, an impressive sight for the occasional visitor to a district at that time quite off the beaten track. Okay, The Lonely Passion of Judith Hearne. This is Irish literature. I think Brian Moore is from Ireland. Yes, he is from Northern Ireland, Belfast. The first thing Miss Judith Hearne unpacked in her new lodgings was a silver-framed photograph of her aunt. Okay. The Newest Catherine Morton-Ho by D.G. Compton, and he is an English writer. The introduction is by Jeff Vandermeer, who I believe is a famous science fiction author. Tuesday, Catherine Morton-Ho, ... So now I had a name to work on and a case history. Jakob? Robert Walser is Swedish? Yes. One learns very little here. There is a shortage of teachers, and none of us boys of the Benjamenta Institute will come to anything. That is to say, we shall all be something very small and subordinate later in life. Ow. Inconclusive, guys. I don't know which one to read. None of them are really standing out to me. You know what? I'm gonna edit this vlog right now, upload it tomorrow or as soon as possible, within the next 2 days. You guys let me know which one I should pick up next. In the meantime, I'm going to keep plugging away at Cassandra at the wedding. Let me know which of these sounds the most interesting to you guys, and I will read it next. I can't wait to start lighting my Advent candle. Anyways, I will see you guys very soon.